Welcome back. Let's get an exclusive chat now. My colleague Shilpa Ranipeta caught up with the CEO of Trent, P Venkatesalu, to discuss about their business momentum and growth outlook. She began by asking about the consumer demand sentiment. Listen in.
I do think it does vary by market. And also, I've always maintained in various interactions, Shilpa, that these things are never linear.
Right.
If you look at the Trent business itself over the last 10-15 years, have we had a completely smooth run over quarters, years, months? Not at all.
Right.
And if you look at it over a period of time, if you look at it over the medium term, you do get a very consistent play out on what happens to the market. And
Right.
which player succeeds, which brand succeeds, etc. is a different question.
Right.
And I'm obviously very biased. But I do not think India as a market, India as a consumer space is going to be any less interesting in the next 5 or 10 years.
Right, fair enough. And what is the way forward or the plans currently, if you could tell us, for Zudio? Because in your results, you also announced a store optimization plan. So will the fast-paced expansion that we've been seeing for Zudio, will that slow down? How are you looking at the store expansion and the business expansion for Zudio?
My chairman spoke about it in the shareholders meeting. We put out stuff every quarter. I don't think so we've changed any of the commentary. I think the best way to comment about it is look at every time we put out our commentary in the quarterly results. I do think we're quite enthusiastic about where we are going as a business, Shilpa. And the market, I do think over the medium to long term will be also very interesting. There are enough challenges and wrinkles to fix at any given point in time.
Right.
And we'll continue to grapple with them.
But something that you can give us on Zudio, what the business is looking like for you going forward. For how do you look at closing this fiscal with Zudio and the kind of plans that you have for the next?
I'm not going to obviously answer anything specific, but I do think I can say that we are quite enthused by both our brands in the fashion space, and we are also enthused by Star in the food space.
Yeah.
Definitely so, and we'll continue to build on the existing platforms, and we do think over the medium to long term we'll have a very interesting play to be had.
So will Zudio continue to be the growth driver for you, or will it be Westside, Zudio and Starquick? Like, what do you see as the growth driver for Trent?
We do think all these three are growth engines, and Zudio is definitely one of them. Westside is also very important as a growth driver in the portfolio. And I've said this in the past, Shilpa, that we think we are more of a platform. We would like it to be a platform. We don't want to be a Zudio business or a Westside business or a Star business, but a platform which originates, incubates and scales brands,
Right.
which has some common threads.
Right. And Star Bazaar also, do you have aggressive expansion plans for that? Because currently you're just there in 3 places. More cities, more states, is that something that you're looking at for Star Bazaar?
We have said this, and we're quite excited about where Star is going. We do think we have a model which is quite differentiated. We'll build with the same playbook that we have in the fashion side of the business. And as far as the expansion program is concerned, watch out.
I just wanted to quickly check with you also on the Zudio front. Zudio Beauty is also something that you have been expanding. What are the plans there? And also, can you give us a sense of how much non-apparel segments are also doing for Zudio? How much is it bringing in?
Shilpa, I've got this question many times over, and hence we've started reporting it on a quarterly basis, at least giving commentary on it. So the emerging categories, which include innerwear, beauty and footwear, now accounts for about 20% of the lifestyle propositions that we have.
Right. But are you looking at more standalone Zudio Beauty stores also? How big is the beauty portfolio for you?
Beauty is material out of this 20% beauty. Is it material? Yes. And is it something which is exciting for us? Yes. But are we applying the same playbook? Very much so. We're completely own branded, completely non-distributed, and definitely not advertising led, and so on and so forth. So are we approaching beauty the same way as we would approach any of our other lifestyle propositions? Very much so. And are we excited for it as a category? Yes. How much we turn around and do standalone stores, how much we do inside Westside, inside Zudio, etc. is a matter of play out, Shilpa. Right. So we'll see.
But it's definitely under consideration. That's what I'm trying to understand.
We already have some.
Yeah, I know. So more of that.
Let's figure it out.
Okay. But the response response has been good initially?
It's been encouraging, in generally very encouraging, and also the proposition is not completely different from what we have in Zudio or Westside for that matter.
Right.
They are akin propositions in the sense they are relevant for their respective brands.
And how do you see the competitive intensity playing out currently? Because a lot of other players in the value fashion space have also come up, across every large apparel player. So how do you see the competitive intensity playing out?
India was always competitive, Shilpa. It was never a non-competitive market. And to that extent, if you have really no choice as a business playing in this space, being relevant to the customer.
Right.
The whole trick is constantly change and see how you can be more relevant. And if you're relevant, you have a good chance of being differentiated. And if you're differentiated, hopefully you have a good way of being relevant to the customer. So it's kind of a circular reference in that sense. But I do think we need to change, constantly improve and be relevant to the customer. That's the way forward.
The management of Trent in a rare interaction there with CNBC-TV18 on the road ahead. By the way, Mangalam was mentioning the F&O exclusions in today's trading session. A couple of names already under pressure. Naveen Fluorine, one of those exclusions, is down 4.5%. Dr. Lal too, at the lowest point of the day now, trading with losses of over 3% in today's trading session. Many more F&O exclusions. We'll talk about them as the day goes by. We'll take a short break. On the other side, Manisha Gupta joins in with Ajay Kedia, who is the director at Kedia Commodities. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.